Hello, my name is Jesse Carson. I will be presenting the macroeconomic prediction assignment. To start off, we have economic indicators, inflation. Inflation is the rate at which prices increase over a specific period, reflecting on how much more expensive a set of goods and/or services has become, commonly over a year. Inflation reached an all-time high in 2022. From 2028 to present day, inflation has increased by 28%. Meaning $5,000 in 2018 has, at the same buying power, roughly $640,000 today. The continuous printing of money can also can cause the U.S. dollar to decrease in its buying power, and they're currently depreciated by 36%. The economy typically aims for a rough 2% inflation rate. Consumer Price Index, the 12-month percentage change in the Consumer Price Index shows that energy is down 0.8% currently, which is a positive sign for energy inflation in 2025. This is primarily due to the index for gasoline and energy commodities being at negative 8%, with other readings being higher. Economic indicators, gross domestic product. Gross domestic product indicates the health of our economy, measuring the amount of firms inside a country are purchasing, supplying. When supply increases, labor and demand also increases, creating more jobs. The current U.S. GDP is roughly $30,300 billion in the first quarter, compared to $20,300 billion in 2028 at the same time. The GDP showed a steady yearly increase until 2020, which has dropped 9.5% due to COVID-19 lockdowns. Economic recovery began in May 2020, leading to a significant rebound from the quarter. GDP jumped 8.4% by the end of 2023. Job creation and economic activity surpassed pre-pandemic projections. Fiscal policy review. Based on August 2022, the Inflation Reduction Act aims for reduction inflation to net zero and improve the American standard of living by establishing sustainable and renewable energy sources by 2030. The IRA set to invest $400 billion in federal funding towards clean energy, boosting America's competitiveness through innovation and productivity. It encourages environmentally friendly energy improvements, such as solar, by offering government tax credits. Here's a list of the investment breakdown. Investments in billions of US dollars on the right, and on the left, it has the category of what the breakdown is. Infrastructure Investment Act. This is a great act post 2020 with the recession. In 2022, the 17th Congress invested $1.25 trillion through the 2021 Infrastructure and Investment Act across transportation, energy, water resources, and broadband sectors for the next 5 to 10 years. This act seeks to recover America's infrastructure following the COVID-19 pandemic, addressing various areas in need of improvement. Energy the Investment Infrastructure Act, Jobs Act. After the act, under the act, approximately $276 billion will be incentivized to flow into the clean energy sector over the next 10 years, incorporating the environmentally friendly clean energy model of the IRA. Investments include $114 billion for clean energy facilities, construction, and manufacturing, and $105.5 billion for clean electricity, clean electricity generation and research into cleaner fuels. Transportation. This is also a huge portion of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. The act allocates an estimate of $1.2 trillion in total funding over 10 years, with $550 billion in new spending over the next 5 years. Transportation is the highest funded category in the IIJA, receiving $602.74 billion. Transportation is crucial for an economy's full functioning, enabling traveling and other services. The act includes the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, BIL, which aims to address critical needs by building new bridges and roads, replacing old ones, and supporting transit agencies in modelizing rail cars. Monetary policy. COVID-19 significantly impacted the economy, causing a surge in unemployment due to the layoffs and massive increase in inflation. The Federal Reserve Bank, the Fed for short, responded by cutting the interbank borrowing rate by 5.1% points, and purchasing massive amounts of debt securities. These actions aim to support spending by lowering borrowing costs and households for households and businesses, ensuring smooth market functioning and effective monetary policy transmission. The Fed also offered low interest loans to primary financial institutions. Despite these efforts, the inflation rose higher than pre-2020 due to the supply issues caused by unemployment and contributing factors like high government spending and stimulus checks. Macroeconomics forecast inflation, for inflation rate prediction. According to the Board of Government, the Federal Reserve System, the inflation rate is estimated to shift from 2.4% in 2025 to 2.1% in 2026. The Congressional Budget Office projects that overall prices will increase slightly less in 2026 and 2027 than the previous year. The anticipated decrease is contributed to 3 main reasons: supply chains largely recovering from the pandemic, rising unemployment putting downward pressure on the wage growth, and higher long-term interest rates contributing prices. From 2028 onwards, the inflation rate is projected to stabilize. Microeconomics forecast for gross domestic product. The growth of economic output, as measured by the nation's GDP, slowed in 2024 due to weaker consumer spending and an increased share of domestic purchases being fueled by foreign projection. Real GDP is projected to grow by 2.0% in 2025 before setting at an annual growth rate of roughly 1.8 in 2026 and beyond. These are my sources that I've researched from, and thank you.